At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Tessa Thurm, who was talking to her friend on the phone. Actually, Tess is a popular novel writer who has written many mystery thriller books, and today Tessa had a meetup with her fans, for which she had to leave for the library. Now Tessa quickly gets ready and leaves for the library. She sits in her car and sets the location of the library and leaves. But she was unaware of the fact that a scandal was going to happen with her. After a long drive, as soon as she reaches outside the library, a woman named Ramona comes near her car. Actually, Ramona works in this library. After talking for a while, Tessa goes inside the library and starts giving a speech in front of her fans. After the meeting was over, when Tessa was preparing to go back home, then Ramona tells her that I will tell you a shortcut to go home, by which you will reach home soon. Now, Tessa sits in her car and sets the location of the route given by Ramona in, and starts for home through the same route. Now, Tess was happily going towards her home through the same route in a normal way, thinking that she will reach home soon. After driving for a long time, a piece of wood comes under the tire of Tessa's car. Tessa stops the car, and as soon as she gets down and looks at it, she gets very tensed because the wood had entered her tire and it had burst. At the place where Tessa's car got punctured, there was an old gas station, looking at which it seemed that it was closed for many years. Now Tessa was badly stuck on this deserted and dangerous road. Now she had to change the tire of her car somehow. But she could not do this work alone, and it was also difficult to find any other vehicle on this deserted road. Now she stopped on the side of the road. She was standing and waiting for a vehicle to come, when suddenly she sees a bus coming, and she signals it to stop with her hand, but the bus does not stop and goes away. After a while, Tessa sees another vehicle coming, and she signals it to stop with her hand. Fortunately, the vehicle stops. Now Tessa quickly goes to the driver and asks him for help. Then the man agrees to help her. The man's name was Lester, and he looked like a huge bull. Now Lester starts changing the tire of her vehicle, and Tessa also stands relaxed, thinking that she will reach home soon. Then we see Lester, who was looking at Tessa with dirty eyes while changing the tire. Actually, Lester's intentions had become bad after seeing Tessa alone. Then Lester comes to Tessa and slaps her face. He hits a strong punch, which makes Tessa unconscious right there. Then he puts her in the car and takes her to a deserted place. As soon as Tessa regains consciousness, she sees that Lester was raping her badly. Tessa screams loudly, and then this monster starts hitting her badly. Tessa was begging him to stop, but Lester does not stop here and rapes Tessa not once, but twice. Then when Tessa faints, he lifts her on his shoulder and takes her to the middle of the forest and throws her in the water. Seeing Tessa, Lester thinks that maybe she is dead. He drags her hand and takes her to a deserted place and leaves her there and runs away. After Lester leaves, we see Tessa, who suddenly regains consciousness, gets up and sits in the water. Tessa was alive, but her condition was bad. Tessa was not even able to stand. She looks inside the water where she finds bodies of many girls. Here we come to know that Lester had raped all these girls and had thrown them in the water after killing them painfully and brutally. Now, Tessa gathers courage and comes out of that place and starts walking towards her house, staggering, but before going, she looks for her bag and starts crying loudly. She was in a lot of shock due to this horrific rape that happened with her. She was not able to understand what to do. Tessa was terrified and was walking towards her house staggering when she sees a car coming behind her. Then she hides at a place out of fear, because now she did not trust any car at all. After that car leaves, she starts walking towards her house again. After walking for a long time, she sees a shop where she freshens up, and she calls her friend and tells her everything about the incident. After calling, she somehow reaches home. Now, the first thing she does is take out her gun and load it with bullets so that she can save herself from Lester, as Lester had her bag, and her address was in it, due to which Lester could reach there any time. Now, Tessa was in a lot of shock due to this horrific incident, and she did not go to the hospital to get her injuries treated. Instead, she treated herself at home. Then, some time passed, her injuries start to heal up. Now, she decided to take revenge from Lester. No matter what happens, she will teach him a lesson. Then she got a call from which she came to know that her car has been repaired. Actually, Tessa had left her car there before the incident. Now, when Tessa reaches to pick up her car, we see a woman there who asks Tessa about her injuries. Tessa tells this woman about the incident that happened with her. On hearing this woman also tells Tessa that when I was a child, my father also tortured me and beat me and gouged out my eyes. After a while, Tessa takes her car and leaves for home. After coming back, she looks at her computer and finds out that Ramona had clicked her photo in the library and she had asked her to take the shortcut home. Tessa here wonders, why was Ramona forcing her repeatedly to take the shortcut? Here she comes to the conclusion that Ramona had laid a trap for her, and as a part of the plan, she had deliberately sent her through the shortcut so that Lester could catch Tessa and rape her. Actually, Lester is Ramona's son. After clicking Tessa's photo, Ramona had sent it to Lester, and because of this photo, Lester had recognized Tessa. Now, thinking this, Tessa gets furiated. She picks up her gun and leaves for Ramona's house to take revenge. Now, as soon as Ramona opens the door of the house, she sees Tessa standing pointing a gun at her. Seeing Tessa alive, Ramona gets scared. Ramona starts crying and pleading with folded hands in front of Tessa, and says that she did not do anything. But Tessa does not listen to her, and as soon as she starts shooting, Ramona attacks her, seeing the opportunity, and snatches her gun. Now, Ramona was about to kill Tessa, but Tessa also attacks her, seeing the opportunity, and after beating her like a dog, she takes the gun and shoots her, due to which Ramona dies. After finishing her job, Tessa cleans the blood from her face and looks at the photo in which Lester's younger brother was also standing with him. Then, after this, Tess sees Lester, whose hand was bandaged, and he was going somewhere on his truck. Tessa follows him to a deserted and desolate place. She reaches the place, gets down from the car, and looks for Lester, but she cannot find him anywhere. Tessa starts looking for him everywhere. Then she sees a truck coming towards her. Tessa hides and thinks that maybe Lester is in it. As soon as the truck stops, Tessa goes near it and shoots him in the head. When he comes out of the car and falls down, Tessa realizes that it was not Lester, but someone else. When Tessa looks at him closely, she realizes that it was Lester's brother, whom she had seen in the photo with Lester. After killing this man, Tessa starts crying with regret because she had killed an innocent person. Then she goes to the empty house. When she looks with a torch, her eyes pop out because there were many photos stuck on the walls in which Lester and his brother were seen raping girls, and then they were shown. They were brutally killing those girls. Here Tessa comes to know that these two brothers and their mother were in collusion with each other, who used to trap girls under a plan and rape and kill them. Then Tessa remembers that when Lester was raping her, her brother was clicking their photos. Then Tessa hears some sounds. When she goes and sees, she sees Lester, who was busy working. Now Tessa takes a gun in her hand and starts moving slowly towards Lester like a hungry lioness so that she can hunt this bastard. Here, if Tessa wanted, she could have blown Lester's head off from a distance, but she wanted to kill him by showing her face. Now, as soon as Lester turns back, he sees that Tessa has pointed a gun at him. Lester is also shocked to see Tess alive, thinking that I had killed her. How is this bitch still alive? Now, as soon as Lester moves forward to kill Tessa, she starts shooting at him. Even after being shot, the monster tries to attack Tessa. Then Tessa picks up a wooden stick with nails and hits it on Lester's head. The nails pierce Lester's face, and he starts screaming in pain. Then he tries to escape by climbing into a truck to save his life. But he is unable to escape because he is half dead. Then Tessa comes close to him and shoots him on his dick and kills him. With Lester's death, Tessa's revenge is complete, and with this scene, this wonderful movie, Big Driver, ends. Friends, we will keep explaining such interesting movies for you, so please subscribe to the channel and also like and comment. Thank you.